I'm James, and welcome to another car review from Horsepower Junkies. Today we're in a 2016 BMW 535i.
So the specs on this car are, this car has right around 300 horsepower, and it weighs 4,000 pounds. Your foot-pounds of torque are right around 300 as well. Gas mileage on this car is very good for a sports car. You get 21, right around 21 in the city, 30 in the 30 on the highway, so very decent gas mileage.
Very daily drivable.
Yeah, very. And speaking of being daily drivable, very smooth ride. One of the first things you notice in this car, it rides very smooth.
Unlike the Mustang, this definitely has a much better suspension system. The transmission in this car is an 8-speed automatic transmission with slap shifter and paddle shifters on the steering wheel. It all goes it all goes back to a rear-wheel drive system. The how you can kind of tell on a BMW is if it's a rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive system is if it has an X on the back. If it has an X, that means it's an all-wheel drive. For the X drive, that's what the BMW calls their all-wheel drive BMWs. The 5 on the front, that's the series of the car, and then the 35 on this car, that tells you what type of engine it is. So if it's like a 325 or 335i or X, the 3 would mean the series, the 25 or the 35 would mean what type of engine's under the hood, and then the I or the X would tell you what type of rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive system is in the back. As far as the interior goes, you do have a little bit of plastic in some spots, but you do have nice wood grain going across the door and the front dash. You also have nice leather padded all on the bottom portion of the door till about midway, then it comes back to plastic. You got nice padded leather center armrest here, and you got some nice wood grain interior coming up all the way up to the display on the front.
With the interior, you've got nice, really nice feeling leather steering wheel. You've got leather seats, and the leather seats, I mean, again, with like, I'd say probably most all performance cars, it kind of holds you in place. And these are, I mean, they're kind of stiff, but they're still comfortable seats. But one of the things with this car is with it being pretty much the wood grain, if you can see it, is really dark, and the leather's black, so the car will obviously get very hot. For your navigation and everything, your radio, you got navigation, and there's not a lot this car won't do. Like right now, for our display, we've got it showing a gauge that shows us how much horsepower we're running, how much torque we're running. This car has a good sound system. It shows, what do you have? You have CD, Bluetooth.
You have a little a little built-in dash cam on here.
Yeah.
A little recording button right here on the right by the shifter. One really neat feature about this car is on the display, you can go to a vehicle info tab, and then under there you can go to sports displays, and you can actually pull up a gauge that shows you how much horsepower you're running and how much foot-pounds of torque you're running. Both gauges max out at 320 horsepower, and you can, as you kind of drive along, you can tell how much you're running. Like right now, we're just cruising, and we're only running about 5 horsepower and maybe 90 foot-pounds of torque. Pretty nice feature when going down to the track or going onto the drag strip. But I mean, if you own this car, you're probably not going to do stuff like that with it. But it's a neat little feature to have. The car is a 4-door coupe car, and the back seats, they are pretty comfortable. Sitting back here right now, it's not bad. You know, you got 3 seats back here for people. You got little pull-down cup holders, which you even got a little pocket for stuff. Actually, yep, there's your cup holders right there. It's a nice little car back here. Being a 4-door, you know, it is comfy back here. I do have enough leg room, and I'm 5'10", so that's
more of average, right at average size man.
Yeah.
So
unless you're like Kenny, 3 foot nothing, you definitely have enough room back here.
all right, 3'1". On the topic of seats, another really cool thing about these seats is for your driver's seat. On your driver door, you have set 1 and 2. So for whoever owns the car, you have, say, set 1 for yourself, and maybe you have a spouse or someone else that drives the car a good bit too, and so you've got the second setting. And so you can set it so that if I say I like the seat some way that's totally different than how James likes it, I can preset that mode on there. And if James gets in the car and adjusts the seat, however, instead of having to go back through and try to find the exact way that I like the seat, I can just press the 1 and it will set it back exactly how I had it, so there's no hassle with that. Alright, so some more really cool features about this car is, with it being not only a performance car but a luxury car, is your mirrors are electric. There's little triangles on the sides of your mirrors, which are your blind spot detectors. And with any luxurious car, you've got heated seats, things like that. You know, you can read the actual number of the degree down to the point whatever number. Like right now we're running 65.0 degrees Fahrenheit. And one of my favorite personal features about this car is if you open your door and close it and it doesn't close all the way, it will automatically close itself, which I think is really cool. Alright, so this car comes with the in-performance package, and basically what that means is you get launch control, you get an in-performance steering wheel. So here at the bottom you've got the in-performance badge, you've got in-performance running boards, so when you open the doors you can see it running along the whole bottom there, and you have rims that have the in-performance badge on it. And one thing I have noticed about this car while driving it is, while doing this review, if I ever look away from the road, if I start to drift or anything, if I get too close to the yellow lines, too close to the white line, the steering wheel will start to vibrate, which is really cool. It'll bring your attention back to the road. It'd honestly be really hard to crash this car if you're just driving it and you took your attention off the road, because it does a great job of getting your attention back, and it's a very well handling car. If you know where we're at, we're on the Blue Ridge Parkway, which is a fairly windy road, and this car has no trouble with curves, and it's just an overall really well handling car. Like we said before, it's very smooth and it's a blast to drive.
Thanks for watching our video on Horsepower Junkies. We'll be coming out with more car reviews, and just stay tuned for more car reviews and other automotive things.
If you enjoyed watching our videos, just like James said, stay tuned. We've got around a 700 horsepower BMW coming up, and a 62 Stingray very soon, a bulletproof 6.0. We've got a lot of things in store for you, so we hope you enjoy it.